Hey friends, this is a little story about planners and how they just did not work for me. This was my 2015 planner, and I was so excited when I found this planner at the thrift store for like, I don't know, it was maybe $1. Couldn't really have been any more than $1. And I got very into decorating her, and I was so happy to have a planner and to think that I'd only spent $1 and some effort to make her into a nice little planner for me. And things turned out pretty good. This was September, October of 2015, and then you can see the way that I had things laid out, and things were going pretty good. And then February, I liked the way the months worked. I liked the way everything was working. And then in April, everything just stopped. And I just stopped using this planner. And I think it was maybe because my mom got sick and I had to be out of town for a long time, and I didn't have this planner with me. Now, she's lovely, right? She wasn't functional. So then I tried the Midori planner, and this is a little Midori that I made myself. And again, I started off kind of good and then petered out. I wasn't able to maintain it. What really works best for me is a composition book. I mean, really, that really is what works best. It works really good for my work, and it works really good for just life in general. So this is my new work composition book. I did a torn paper technique, and I'll put an iCard up in the corner so you can see how I did this. It says creativity takes courage. I like that. I also made a mini notebook that I can use as going back and forth to Mom's house. I like the Midori that I made. I made this out of a gift box. The thing that I really loved about this little Midori was I don't know if I can get it out or not. Yeah, there we go. Was this folder. This little Midori folder that I made to go in it. I love the folder. This worked for me. So I thought maybe what I would do today is, I think that I'm going to, probably, I'm not going to use any of this. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this. And then I picked up a planner from the dollar store that looks like this. And I also have one of these wide rule composition notebooks that I like to use for raw intuitive journaling and for journaling by fives. But I thought it was a nice size, and I thought that maybe I can combine these two things and also make a couple of these snazzy little Midori folders, craft folders to go in it. Okay, so that's the plan. We'll see how all that works out. Okay, I made my craft folder for my new planner, and I transferred some things from the old craft folder that I had in my Midori to the new craft folder. And basically what I needed was, I felt like I needed, some washi tape would be nice, and some of these little page markers, which I love. They're owls. So cool. And then the rest of this will go back into my little Midori here. And I'll keep my craft notebook inside this Midori. Okay, so that's where we are. And next step is to combine these two things and see if we can make a functional 2017 planner calendar. Hey friends, okay, this is what I came up with when I smashed like the composition book and the planner, the 2017 planner that I had purchased at the dollar store, when I kind of smashed those two things together. It's really, really simple. It's not complex. I think that the worst thing we can do when we're trying to outlay a planner, when we're trying to organize a planner, is to make it too complex. And I think that that's what I did with that great big planner that I showed you. I also think it's what I did with this little planner. This is an altered address book, and I just laid it out so nicely. I made these dashboards, and it was going to be all about joy, and it was all going to be all about life and dreams and faith and all this stuff. And you can see I never wrote in it. I was going to white this out and then use these pages, nice pages, but never wrote in it and never did anything with it. My Frankie planner that I did a couple years ago did kind of work for me, because I had it laid out like this, and I like this layout. It was a daily layout that noted the date, the temperature, the word of the day, focus, thanks, what I did to move that day, eat, play. My Jesus calling quote would go right here, things that I really needed to do, and just a little bit of journaling. But I don't use this anymore. It was great for about a month, and then it was like, that's overwhelm right there, to sit down and try and do all this for one day. Right now I'm doing the morning pages via the Artist Way, and I'm really liking the way that's going. And also for a morning journaling kind of thing, I'm doing Jennibellie's Raw Intuitive Journaling as well. So that's enough journaling, that's enough thinking. I'm also doing yoga in the morning. I do a meditation in the morning. That's just enough. I just don't need anything else piled on in the morning. So what is that? Being a little more cognizant of how I spend my mornings. I get up very, very early in the morning, so I have time to journal and think before the work day starts. Speaking of work, this is my current work journal, and it's just a composition book that I altered the front of. This is my new, I showed y'all this a while ago, this is my new work notebook. So when I'm finished with this one, then I will start working in this one. And I also showed you my little notebook here. This is my 2017 planner. I did take some little things that I had done before that I think I used these in my Frankie planner. And I decorated the cover and just did some cardstock here. Also did a cardstock pocket on the inside. This is the craft folder that I showed you how to make. This is the cover of the 2017 little calendar that I bought at the dollar store. It was just too pretty to throw away. So there's that. I tore the 2017 calendar that I bought at the dollar store up. I cut it up, and I've used it in a different way in this little composition book. I've got 2017 and 2018 on one page. Skipped just a couple more pages, and then I made myself a little dashboard for my calendar. My calendar, of course, is a work in progress, like everyone's is, and I will note birthdays and anniversaries and special days a little bit later. I did note the retrograde periods and the full moon and the new moon. Those things are really important to me. I'm in the communications business, and when there is a retrograde period, everything kind of gets really quirky. People that you've worked with for years will all of a sudden be just crazy, and I mean, it affects everything. It affects computers, it affects telephones, it affects everything, any facet of communication when that Mercury is in retrograde. So I always try and be very aware of this time period, because things get kind of crazy. Same thing around a full moon. People just get crazy. Situations get crazy. Things go wrong. So if you're prepared for these things, then that's great. I believe that the great creator created those mysterious heavens, and he gave them quirks for a reason. And I think that women in particular are really attuned to what goes on in the heavens. So I think it's really good to know those retrograde periods, the full moon period, and as well as the new moon period. This is what I'm really excited about. I think I've got a better way to organize my YouTube videos, and I'm kind of excited about that. Because, oh, you guys, this is what I was doing before. This was just a hot mess, people. I couldn't, I just got lost. I was coming up with all kinds of really good ideas, and I was trying to shuffle them around, and oh my gosh, I mean, it just got to be just a terrible wreck. But I was also, this is the notebook where I was, see, look at that, learning YouTube and learning how to create videos and how to use Movie Maker and everything like that. So to me, this is a this is a precious book to me, because there's a lot of history here. But I got to show you the front of it, because that's really bad. That's the front of my YouTube video book. But doesn't this look nicer? I have, every other day I try to release a video. And I have a little tick box over here for when I record the video, when I upload it to Movie Maker, when I edit it and move it Movie Maker, when I upload to YouTube, when I edit in YouTube. You know how you can add your annotations and your iCards in YouTube. And then I have a column here that tells me when to tick off to make sure that I've scheduled it. So I really like this. I also get very confused about the music that I use in my videos, because some of it is, you can use it, but you have to note the composer. And sometimes I'll like be working along, and then I go, oh my gosh, what was that piece of music that I used? Because I totally forgot about it. I also already have something scheduled in my January 2017 YouTube videos, which is a Midori coupon caddy. That's the caddy. I use this all the time. I'm a big couponer, and I use my caddy every single time I go to the market. I also have Martin Luther King Day, and I'll do something with the I Have a Dream concept. And also the Chinese New Year is on the 28th, so I might do something, Chinese New Year right there. So this is where, this replaces this horrendous mess that was going on over here. February, I'm doing some focuses. Focus in January, it's dreadful cold here in January, so my focus is to just get outside. And in February, my focus is self-love, because we've got Valentine's Day coming up. Again, we've got, I've noted the full moon and new moon periods right here. And this is the way my little February YouTube organizer looks, and I'm pretty happy with that. I was gifted these awesome stamps, and I love them because they look like an old typewriter, don't they? So I was really tickled to use those. Love them, love them. Valentine's Day is February. Everything kind of was a pinky red thing right here. And then in March, my focus is going to be on rebirth. I've got my full moon and new moon noted. I don't like things sticking out of my planner, so everything is kind of I just did some little circles and was able to glue the little circles on and make like little tabs, you know, for everything. So I've gotten done through March. And then my other big thing these days is I am dead into yoga. And I like to, I'm not tracking any kind of yoga anything right now, but as I develop my practice, I want to note the yoga videos that I'm participating in. Mostly they are yoga with Adrienne, and I really dig Adrienne. I think she is just awesome, and she's easy to follow along with, and she's funny. So this is, you know, I'll do January, February, March, April, and then continue on with the rest of the year. The rest of the book is blank, and I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'm sure that I will do something with it. Don't get overwhelmed with the whole planner thing. Do what fits you best. And what fits you best might not be some fancy planner. It might just be something plain and something simple. Don't get overwhelmed. Do what you want. Make it work for you. That's the big planner thing. So I hope you enjoyed my little DIY planner, and I hope you enjoyed learning to make the little craft folders that we made. Love these things. So thanks for watching, y'all, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks, y'all. Bye.